What's up, fool? What's up, fool? Podcast. Did you start off comedy here in Los Angeles or in Philadelphia?
I started in LA. I started at the Comedy Store, which is weird, after waiting tables for like 12 years.
At the Comedy Store?
You were waiting tables with Terry, right?
Terry Clark, yeah, sure. That was my
remember that.
waitress, yeah. I was Mitzi's personal assistant for years. I never was interested in comedy, but Freddie was my best friend, Freddie Soto. And when Freddie passed away, it just, I don't know, it fucked me up. It just changes your life. You start thinking like, what are you doing? But every day Freddie would be like, you should be doing stand-up. You're an idiot. Do stand-up.
You were always talking shit to people.
Always. Holding court in the kitchen, at the store, shutting people down. If people, like a lot of times, like I just saw Ari Shafir up there. Ari would fuck with my waitresses and I would just go in and school him while he was on stage, and the audience would be like, who is that?
Talking shit back.
Yeah, I'd be like, just some crazy angry waitress. Leave her alone. Leave my waitresses alone. Because I would stand up for them. Sometimes they would call me Norma Ray. Oh, no, I look like that? All right. Shit. Sometimes you catch a glimpse. You're like, is that Caitlyn? No. Damn. Okay. Don't look. Let me tuck my dick. No. But yeah, so after Freddie passed, it was just like, this is your life. And at the time, I was engaged to Dice. So
My lovely Elenor, yeah, man.
My second ex-fiance.
Man.
He hates when I say that, but fuck him. But yeah, so I broke up with Dice. Everything just got weird for me.
Where's the diamond?
I gave it back. I gave it back to him. He goes, no, you keep it. I go, thanks. Thanks for the memories, buddy.
You still have it?
No, I sold it. Fuck it. I'm a hood rat.
Give it to Will.
when you broke up with him, or when you guys broke up, were you still waiting tables? You hadn't started comedy yet?
quit. I had quit the Comedy Store. I was going to move to New York. And I remember Freddie and Corey were pissed, like, don't move to New York, And so I was moving to New York, and Andrew and I had broken up. Then we got back together right before I was leaving. He proposed, and I was like, fuck. He proposed at the Comedy Store. It was so bad. Like, I had a full room. I had a full room in the belly room. It was packed. And I had just put all the drinks down. And I went downstairs to pick up a Corona to bring upstairs. And he asked me in the kitchen, I go, I got to bring this Corona out.
Wheels, document this already.
Wheels. He did get Wheels to ask me out in the beginning, and I was so pissed.
He's all mafia style, huh?
Fuck yeah. I was like, you know who you're talking to?
You want me to go talk to that girl for you? Hey, I told you. Who's signing checks here? Go do it.
You could do Wheels? Let me hear Wheels. Yeah.
Oh, Felipe Esparza, the guy that never returns my phone calls. That's what we always say, because I was so full. Oh, yeah, I called you last week, by the way. You shifty motherfucker.
I'm responsible for your career. Why didn't you call me back?
I've heard him say that before.
A million people. I'm like, no, you're not. You're totally not responsible for anybody's career.
Like to buy real estate in Las Vegas?
Yeah. No, I live in Florida now. We torture Wheels. Yeah, it's a sin.
Wheels,
but I love Wheels, but he's Wheels, And when he came to me and he was like, Dice wants to take you on a date, I'm like, go fuck yourself and tell him the same fucking thing.
Go fuck yourself.
Because don't come at me like that. Like, what are you talking about?
What is fucking raging bull?
Yeah. Well, if you're a man, talk to me. And Wheels is like, just respect.
She was Joe Pesci and Raging Bull.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here by my car.
Let me touch that little finger on
I
the
grew up mafia too, bitch.
Hey,
I'll smack the shit out of you.
For fairly, I want to talk to you.
He's still not over that. I keep telling him.
The brain smashers here,
I
man.
should have been a part 2 on that one, bro.
I saw Fort Fairlane when I was a kid. I was
You watched
15.
Fuck a badass movie, man.
I was at the theater.
I paid my own money to see that movie probably 8 or 9 times in the theater.
Wow.
I was obsessed with that movie.
That's amazing.
I loved that movie. I don't know why.
We were at the theater, and people in line were doing the whole dice thing. Like,
really?
I was in the theater alone.
Because it was only one weekend.
Yeah, that was it. And then they kept
one weekend, and then the gay mafia got him. And they pulled him out. Yeah.
Wasn't it like Gloria Allred saying, oh, yeah, it's H clothing comedy.
She would be amazing. But the big wigs in Hollywood were the ones that were like, hey, because other studios were like, we're not working with you if you don't pull this film. He's a gay basher. Had nothing to do with women.
This was back then in the
it
was still that woke back
because
then?
they said in the movie or because they said off stage?
Both, a little bit of both.
in the movie, huh?
I don't know. Was
Yeah.
that woke back then like that?
Yeah, bad.
Oh, it was
I like that
horrible,
you
dude.
call it woke. I'd like to beat the
Wokey?
shit out of you for that.
I don't know how to
Gonna.
progressive. I don't know how to
Such
say
a
it.
millennial.
Aware.
Disgusting.
Aware. I don't know. People were so self-aware.
Well, they were just like looking to hurt him, so
Oh,
they
and he-
basically left him for dead. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood just turned their back on him. No studio would work with him because David Geffen was like, if you work with him, we're not working with him. You know, they were all going against him. So they had no choice. These were the guys that ran Hollywood.
Because I always hear that, like, you know, oh, it was back then. You know, you could say stuff like, you know, what Dice was saying back in the 80s. But I heard that people were still.
He was the catalyst. Like, they were like,
People were
he's the
still
problem.
mad.
Yeah, he was a whipping boy for everybody.
Yeah. Did you watch a documentary on Netflix, the hip hop? It's called I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically like how hip hop started.
The evolution of hip hop.
Evolution of hip hop. Yeah. Why couldn't I think evolution? My brain is dead. Anyway, I haven't evolved yet.
Woke.
But the evolution of hip hop, they were talking about 2 Live Crew, and they were comparing them to Dice, and I was like, wait, what? But okay. But yeah, it's true. Like all those Richard Pryor, they would say it, and 2 Live Crew came out, and they got like. They also were big catalysts for getting in trouble for freedom of speech, basically.
Because I always hear people say, oh, if Married Children came out today, people go crazy. But I heard that people were going mad
yeah,
about
they
it
go
back
crazy.
then.
Still on.
Yeah.
We don't hear. You didn't hear it as much back then.
It wasn't. People
It was
didn't-
more hush hush.
Yeah.
It just went away, and then the general public would be like, "Hey, what happened to you?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean, what happened? You didn't feel that?" Like, but they didn't know. Now they're like, "Oh, I know what happened to him. I saw it because he did a live stream of it, or
Yeah.
whomever, or you know what I
Let me
mean."
play it for you now.
Yeah, they document it.
This is what they did to me.
Or people are voicing their opinions on the internet. Not like
Yeah.
back then.
Every
People
side.
sent letters, you know? You
They
could just,
continue the argument or the controversy for years.
Yeah.
That's funny you said letters. My favorite thing at the Comedy Store to do was we have a giant file cabinet,
Of
or we
fan mail?
had. No, of hate mail
oh,
for Paul Mooney.
Shit.
And how
Yeah.
racist he is. And it literally was like filled. And I was like, Paul, you need to publish this. Like we would have to keep it aside because it took every drawer.
Did he read them?
No,
Did you
He
read
never
him, Paul
wanted to
Mooney?
read
I did.
I just had my L's read them. That's all I motherfucking need.
Oh, the white lady is
The white
trying to
lady.
bring me down.
With those white little hands and that white little face, those white little lips, and those
Just
white
cash my
eyes.
check, bitch. Huh? That's how he would talk. I love Paul Mooney.
Bring that bag.
I went up to him one time at Laugh Factory when I worked at Laugh Factory. All these people had left the show, like right in the middle of his set. They walked out.
Angry,
Yeah,
furious.
yeah. They were rollovers from the 10 o'clock show, and it was like midnight, you know. He was just sitting there up on the stool, all quiet. But he said something, I can't even remember what his statement was, and when he came off stage, I said, you know, you were right. That it makes a lot of sense. And he said, at least one of you was listening. So he was just talking about, I don't know, man. He's on another trip.
You remember when we went to the Comedy Store the day of 9/11 that night?
Oh, you remember what the marquee said?
I don't remember what the marquee said.
Wow. That's what she put on the marquee. I was like, man, I can't put wow.
She put.
She goes, just put it up there. It's just wow. I go, that we're being attacked on American soil. She's like, yeah, wow. That was it. It fucking said wow. I was
It was
like,
bitching
okay.
because Paul Mooney was on stage and he said,
course.
the entire time you guys were worried about, and I'm quoting here, folks, the land niggas. When you should have been worried about the sand niggas. And all these fools
I remember
fell
it
out and
clearly.
running out, dude.
They left?
No, running out. I couldn't believe what he said. Like,
So happy, like
Like
Def
burn.
Jammy.
yeah, because a lot of brothers
Def Jammy.
don't really go in the comedy stores on those nights, but they were a lot of them were there.
Well, we
And-
were the only ones open.
right. That's another thing too.
Mitzi
And
was like,
everybody
"Bring it on."
Fell out, dude. I remember we were outside, and I was all like peeking through the little steps right there.
Yeah.
He was all wearing white with the little boots all done up, all New York style. and stuff.
One of my favorite. Him and Holtzman would always like whatever tragedy, they would just take it and run with it. Like during the Oklahoma City bombings, Holtzman was like, "Yeah, they said some kids got killed. Yeah, well, they were bad kids. They didn't put the head down during nap time. Okay? they were drinking the chemicals under the sink." I'm like, what? That's people were freaking out. Like, you can't talk like that.
Yeah.
Comedy, dog.